Where's our program at right now? I'll tell you what, it's I like where we are. You know, I'm not. It's no different than if we would have won both games on the weekend, and you're in an opportunity to play your single game at Colorado. To me, it's about trying to get better today. We responded well. I mean, hey, we got stung on Friday. That was a team that I thought we beat ourselves. I have no problem, and I said it on the radio show the other night, I have no problem when the team beats us. I had a problem Friday night because I felt like we shot ourselves in the foot, and we had a number of areas we didn't play hard enough, didn't play solid enough defense. 19 turnovers, and came up short at the end in some crucial situations that could have made that result a lot different. And then it wasn't a whole lot of fun in the Bay Area, but our guys did a great job of bouncing back. In the Cal game, that's a team that was picked second in the Pac-12. I don't know how many teams are going to beat them at Cal. It's a 6-point game, 4-point game at halftime, and shot 30%. It's a 6-point game with 2 minutes to go, and they hit a big time shot. Rab does. So that was a game I felt like we got beat, and addressed the rebounding issues, some of the deficiencies that we've got going on with that, and it's time for us to start putting it together. We've had games putting it together in a couple different ways. We've had games with too many turnovers, and maybe we rebounded well, and you come up on the short end. I mean, we need to start being able to take care of the ball, rebound, and then I think in the second facet of that is to have multiple guys that play well. At the end of the day, you can't have two players that have above average performances and then a bunch of subpar or par and expect to win, specifically on the road. And it's time for everybody to challenge themselves. Everybody on our team that gets a chance to play should be trying to have a good basketball game. And sometimes I think we lose sight of that. And we need that type of leadership out of our seniors. And everybody needs to hold themselves a little bit more accountable, and that nobody else is going to do it. They've got to do it. And we had a really good practice today. Gave them a day off on Monday. Got in late Sunday night. We've got a great group of kids, and I'm encouraged by the fact that there's a lot of basketball left to play, and we don't have anybody on our squad that's given up. And today was really, I felt like, as good a practice as we've had in a long time, and addressed some of our deficiencies. And I'll take our chances with this group that we're going to be playing good basketball at the right time of year, and hopefully that starts this Friday. It's always a little bit of a double-edged sword, because a lot of times you create some toughness drills that aren't necessarily applicable to basketball. And we had a rebounding session where we put the rebounding lid on one basket, so we know the shot's not going to go in, and you had to get a stop and a score. So you had to rebound at one end and take it down to the other end and get a score after that. And we sent 4 to the offensive glass. I think that's one of the problems that we have when we're defensive rebounding. We take a lot of pride in not giving up easy baskets, which oftentimes involves us having our 1, 2, and our 3 the minute we shoot, taking off and going back and getting ready to play defense. What you have to ask yourself is how good you're getting at your guards learning how to block out, because if in a practice setting they never have to block out a guard, and maybe Stanford sends a couple guards and Cal sends their guards, then that's something that's not necessarily the way we play, that's not in our DNA, but it's something that we have to manufacture in a practice setting to get a little bit better at rebounding. And we're going to stress it 20, 30 minutes in every practice setting. I talk to our coaches, and I think that is something you can coach. I've always believed I can coach toughness and get guys to believe in themselves and be a little bit tougher. And one of the problems we've had rebounding is as you break down our film, we have a lot of people going up to try to get a rebound with one hand. And I had a coach a long time ago that told me, and he always would say, the good Lord gave you 2 hands for a reason, and it's very rare are you able to go up and get a rebound with one hand. And when you look at our video, our film, it's really the result of not very good blockouts. If you go in and block out a guy, and you're low, line of scrimmage, and low and playing on balance, and your hands are up, so that you're not holding somebody with one hand and wrapped around them, which means you can't basically rebound with one hand, then that's one of the factors. So it's about being in a stance, going and hitting a guy violently on a block out, and having your hands prepared, thumbs in your ears, and ready to try to get a rebound. And I thought in 20 or 30 minutes, actually probably 40 minutes of our practice today, with the rebounding focus, we got better. And again, you risk, when it gets that physical, you risk, a couple guys cracking their heads together, and you got concussion protocols, and you got more higher probability of some ankle sprains. So it is risky when you do it, but it's important for our team to do it. That's probably the worst thing we could do, is to go in and think, oh my gosh, we can't start League 03. It goes against kind of what we've talked about. Is it's not going to be easy. We're going to have to be dialed in, but all the things I just talked about with turnovers and rebounding and toughness and everybody playing a bigger part in it, that's what's going to have to happen for us to win. And we're just going to focus on the things that we can, that we can control. And if we go down 0-3, it's really no different for us than going 1-2, because when that game's over, the next important one is going to be Oregon. So we're really try to stay in the moment, I think, is the most important.
Do you feel like this is a rivalry game? Is there something special about this game between these two programs?
Well, it's a little bit hard, I think, to really try to fool anybody into thinking rivalry game. It's hard for me to start with when he's probably my favorite, one of my top favorite coaches in the league, a guy that I think we have some similarities, and so I really appreciate what he's done and his approach and the type of person he is, and it gets a little bit more of a rivalry perhaps because there's a lot of focus on each other for that week. Obviously, you're only playing the one game, but I don't. I think we'd be trying to manufacture something just because we haven't played enough games and there hasn't been that rivalry in place. But I know each time we get together, there's it's worth a double basically, because it's your whole weekend. So.